Celebrating Super Eagles there, qualifying for the final of AFCON 2023. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sports on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. You just saw there the clip of that particular encounter. Very, very tough match between Bafana and Super Eagles of Nigeria. It actually ended in favor of the Super Eagles after all the mouth they make, according to some Nigerians. Right now, we just have to show at least celebrate what they've done there. All the games that have been played so far, Eagles have really fought hard, and now they decide to get to the final of this competition. Congrats on Nigeria, congrats Super Eagles, and hopefully they actually lift the cup on Sunday. Well, we'll be looking at that particular story where Nigeria beat South Africa. Pick ticket, that's AFCON 2023 AFCON final. That's the ticket. Talking about that particular match there. That's the story we're looking at. Nigeria beat South Africa and advanced to 2023 AFCON final. As we talk about that, well, I have in the studio guests I'll be at least joining us to talk on the particular show this hour. I have Suleiman Shuaibu who is here. Good to have you, Suleiman.
Good morning to you. Thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on.
Good one there. Yes, you saw there the clip of Nigerians celebrating after that particular match. Although before you talk, let's have our guest from local Cote State, Ahmad Emmanuel. Good to have you.
Good morning, Denny Ajisafe, and the host of other guys, and of course the viewers out there. It's a super exciting Thursday. I'm super excited, as you can see. Basking in that euphoria. Come on, it's going to last forever.
Hopefully, at least let's continue to celebrate on Sunday. Good one there, Ahmad Emmanuel. Talking about that particular match, let's start with you. Talking about Eagles' performance in that game yesterday. Yes, the game actually passed, but why would you rate Eagles in that encounter?
You ask me. However, I am very sure not what probably majority of soccer lovers expect from South Africa precisely. We understand before the game that they'll probably deploy some sort of defensive tactics to push the game into penalty shootout, considering the fact that they had it so smooth against Cape Verde en route that semi-final yesterday. And well, having watched the goalkeeper display that superb performance, 7-4 penalties, a lot of Nigerians were scared that, well, if we need to win this game, we need to win it in regulation time, maybe in extra time. And honestly, I was not having a contrary thought or opinion to that. You know, when that match actually got to extra time, I was actually on my knees praying. And when it got to penalty shootout, eyes closed and fingers shaking, you know. And behold, I know, you know, the guys were composed. And kudos to Nwabali, he was top-notch. I mean, for the first time in a very long time, Nigerians can now beat their chest and say, we'll have a goalkeeper. Yes, we'll have a goalkeeper. Yesterday, Williams was supposed to be the favorite in terms of saves, but he could not save any. And we did in magic by dispatching South Africa, sending them down to fight for the bronze medal come Saturday. I can't be happier as a Nigerian, and I'm very sure everybody is super excited. And this is one thing that actually unites us as a nation, and I'm happy it's happening at this critical moment. I don't want to go too deep into that, but trust me, it was a beautiful night of football, and I'm just saying kudos to the boys. They were determined. They were really, really, focused, and of course, they were so, believing in themselves that they can do it. And trust me, I will say a little bit of luck also favored Nigeria, because what played out against Algeria in the last outing almost played out again at the tail of time. And kudos to Nwabali, but then I will say God of soccer actually saved us, because that last minute chance probably will have just sealed it, and then we'll be here ruining our chances of probably regretting not actually killing the game. But by and large, it was a good outing, a tough one indeed. It's a semi-final, and this is exactly what you expect to see. And trust me, I say kudos to the Super Eagles, and let's bring the trophy home.
Okay, let's bring the trophy home there. Coming from Ahmad Emmanuel from local Cote State. Let's have Suleiman Shuaibu in the studio. Suleiman, that game, according to him, even though South Africa really gave us a good run for our money yesterday, we were able to triumph. It was a tough match. Your assessment?
Before we talk about Nigeria's performance, let's talk about the game. The game had everything we want from a semi-final clash. It was pulsating, it was entertaining, it was dramatic, and there were bits and elements of controversy with the VAR and the referee. But one thing I would love to say is that before I actually talk about the greatness of Super Eagles, let's say commiserations goes to the South African team, because you could see that there were times where the football was exceptional from the South African team, and there were times where the football was very poor from the Super Eagles. But one thing I really loved is you could see the unity within the Super Eagles. You could see the intensity in their gameplay. You could see that they were fighting for their lives, defending for a cause. People are talking about Nwabali. He was great. He was extremely stupendously great as a goalkeeper. Chus Ekong was fantastic. You have to talk about Chukwueze, the impact he had coming off from the bench. Osimhen, he had to do it on his own at a particular point because we needed that particular moment of brilliance from him, the star man, and he made that penalty. He scored a goal which was offside, but you could see the tenacity he showed to run and put himself in that position to score the goal. So overall, it was a good team performance. You could see celebration. Everybody was joyous. The AFCON mania, every single person came out. You could see celebrations. We know the situation of the country right now is bigger than football. The joy, the unity, every moment of happiness that I brought, Nigerians were celebrating. We saw people, students celebrating, united everybody. Students were celebrating, musicians were celebrating, lecturers were celebrating, politicians were celebrating, every single Nigerian was celebrating. So, other than the fact that it's a good score for the Super Eagles, it's a good score for Nigeria right now at this very moment in time.
A big one there, talking about that particular match yesterday, South Africa versus Nigeria, a tough one, according to the analysts in the studio, really talking about this. And you just can't take anything away from our goalkeeper. Let's listen to what he said when he was actually asked, pressed down by journalists over there after that particular game. Stanley Nwabali.
I don't really know, but for me, I keep praying to Almighty God to be really honest. Like, I've been there for me, and the players, and also my teammates and my coaches, they really did a very big job to me, like helping me, guide me.
What are you expecting from the final? That's your final, the first final for you on the AFCON. What's your expectation?
For me, whatever I face again, I always try but when the finals come, we'll still play it. But for me, I don't think about the final.
Ever smiling Stanley Nwabali there. Right now, he has actually carried it for himself for the fact that he was able to keep 2 out of those penalty that was played yesterday. Now, looking at Stanley Nwabali, when the tournament started, Nigerians were a bit skeptical that this guy was not tested. This particular tournament was his first outing for Nigeria. In fact, he didn't play during qualifiers, and he was actually drafted in, and now he has been able to justify that opportunity given to him. Where would you stand concerning Nwabali?
First of all, before the tournament started, there were question marks, a lot of question marks about Nwabali. And to be fair, he has justified his selection. I always say things about sport. When you're playing football or any sport, you're playing for 3 things. You're playing for the trust of your teammates, the appreciation of the fans, and the respect from the coach. He's garnered all those 3 things with his performances so far in the AFCON. So I think it's justified, and moving forward, we've been able to shift aside that particular dilemma because we've had this goalkeeping issue for a very long time now. It's been a reoccurring problem. It has cost us on so many occasions. So finally, we've settled the goalkeeping issue. Now for him, it's up to Nwabali to say that this shouldn't be the benchmark. I can be better than this. I can improve, because the better I is, the better the Super Eagles team are. We've seen it. There's always a direct correlation between how good we perform and how good the goalkeeper performs. So we need him to step up. He stepped up so far throughout this tournament. We need him to replicate the performances or even surpass what he has exhibited so far in this tournament in the final, and I'm hoping he will do so.
Okay, well, hopefully Nwabali will get better by the time the final comes up. Well, talking about Nwabali, Ahmad Emmanuel, that particular player he has turned the hero of our squad. If you were to rate Nwabali right now, how would you rate him?
I think I'm a little bit having issue hearing you very well. I don't know why.
Okay, so while we're waiting for you to get us okay, Ahmad Emmanuel, talking about Nwabali, Stanley, our goalkeeper, seems to have been the man that is actually standing so tall right now in the AFCON. How would you rate Nwabali right now?
Okay, if I can get you correctly, I think you're talking about the goalkeeper, right?
Yes.
Well, I think it's a big surprise. In fact, the biggest surprise for me, as far as this squad is concerned, because Nwabali came from nowhere, like just from nowhere, and then he has actually won the heart of soccer-loving Nigerians. Before the AFCON proper, remember in one of the shows we were talking about, some of the departments that really have problems, and particularly the goalkeeping department. So Francis Zoho gave us a nightmare. Like, I mean, a lot of people were curious. It got to a stage that people were thinking if they could probably set their eyes on him, they will rain beatings on him, okay? And they could stick to, Zoho. But just at AFCON, we just, had the announcement of Nwabali, and Pesero actually deemed it fit to entrust him with, the guns. He stood in between the sticks, and then he's been doing wonders, from match day one up to this moment. And yesterday, he cried it all. And we can only wish and hope that this, momentum take them through to the final and probably clinch the trophy, because you can't have such a performance and come back home empty-handed. No, we don't want to hear that. Yes, man of the match, he actually won yesterday. Well deserved, if you ask me, because he was the hero of that night, trust me. And we cannot love him all. He's won our heart, and we'll continue to support him. However, he shouldn't let this get into his heads. He should continue working hard, because, the more you get, a lot of attention, the more a lot of people try to build, around your weaknesses and probably catch you on that. So also to the Federation, we should not just go and relax right now. There's need for us to continue to search for more better hands, so that if there's any problem, look at the other day he was injured, we were all scared, like, oh, is he going to come or is he going to be available or not? And thankfully he was available. So we don't want situations like that. If we can have 1, 2, 3 best goalkeepers, then we know we'll have a team, and we can always beat our chest at anytime, any day. We're ready to take on any team, any opposition. Also, defensively, yes, we've been doing well, but we need to start building, natural left footers, and those that can actually, run the flank, from the right wing back to, the attack. Yesterday, there was no Zaidu Sanusi. A lot of people were saying he's been a flop. But for me, yesterday, we actually really understand what the coach has been using Zaidu Sanusi, for in matches. So we missed his services, but somehow we managed to sail through. And trust me, it can only get better.
Can only get better there. Talking about Stanley Nwabali, Nigerian goalkeeper, really standing tall at this tournament. And now let's talk about our star player, Victor Osimhen. Osimhen in this tournament, you look at his rival, he actually has really played well as a team player. Almost all the goal he has been scoring has been going under VAR cancellation. What's the problem?
The problem is positioning at times, and sometimes it's football. These things happen. But one thing I've really appreciated and loved about Osimhen throughout this tournament is how well he motivates his teammates. I've never seen throughout this tournament a particular moment where Osimhen found as his teammates how moaned at his teammates. It's always a thumbs up. It's always an applause for every pass being made to him. So that's what I truly appreciate. And the work rate. He keeps on working. He keeps on running. Oh, yeah, Gala on the streets of Lagos before. That's where he gets his energy from. But the work rate is extremely important. And that is why I'm not a fan of stats. The stats will tell you, oh, Osimhen has only maybe 2 goals, 1 assist, 1 goal, 1 assist. But the stats will not ever tell you what encapsulates the performance that he has exhibited throughout this tournament. For me, he's been our best player, and he's led by example as a striker of this team.
No, seriously, has led by example right now. Talking about Victor Osimhen, the young man has really done well for Eagles. Though the goals he has been scoring have been cancelled. It's as if VAR actually have a meeting against Victor Osimhen. All these goals, what's happening from your side? Okay, Ahmad Man is not to be hearing us. Okay, let's quickly talk about let's look at our Nigerians across the globe after that particular match. A lot of people started tweeting, and let's look at all the stories coming from that particular angle. Let's start with, Nigerians actually making their point concerning that particular match that has to do with Super Eagles of South Africa. We have Bafana after that game when they lost out. They said, well done to Nigeria for making it to the final of AFCON 2023. South Africa, thank you so much for your unwavering support for Bafana throughout this tournament. Coming from Bafana handle there. Well, someone said the Nigerian, they call Williams. That's the goalkeeper of South Africa. His name is Rohan Williams. The best penalty saver only from Nwabali to show him class when it mattered most. That's a big one there. Another one, they were playing for penalties. Have you heard about Stanley Nwabali? That's a question mark coming from Ebuka Obichendo there. A lot of Nigerians, sport can really unite everyone. This is Dr. Joe Abba. Okay, this our Portuguese coach has earned the right for me to know his name. What's his name, I beg? Put hashtag when you answer, please. Thank you. Nigerian celebrated P0 there. We still have more. Let's look at it. This is not cricket. This is not rugby. This is football. We know that South Africa, they are very good in rugby. They are very good in cricket. But when it comes to football, they bow down to Nigeria. Well, this is football. Another one coming from Governor of Lagos State. We did it. So proud of our Super Eagles for fighting that extra tenacity to push through. From Nwabali with the in-match and penalty heroics to Ekong to Osimhen for taking initiative to help us score in the match, and to the silent hero, Coach Jose Pizarro. Everyone dug deep to give us this one. And really, it was a big one there. Look at how strong the Eagles actually standing. Super Eagles, look at that Moses, Suleiman. If this one should be a human, nobody can stand this player.
They're unstoppable, better than Lionel Messi and Ronaldo mixed in one footballer. But yeah, that's the thing about Nigeria. The scenes were always super joyous, super confident when it comes to sport. Football unites us all. And I could see from the celebrations, jubilations, if there's something that will bring you adulation in Nigeria, it's definitely football. If you can perform, if you can stand out, if you can be exceptional on the football pitch, the Nigerians are going to show you an unwavering vouch of loyalty from every single angle, every single corner. You could see the memes, you could see the jokes, you could see everything happening on social media. It was as if for once in the past maybe 3 or 4 years, we haven't been disunited even during the elections. During the elections, there was talk of tribalism, there was talk of religious issues. But when it comes to football, there is a unity across all grounds. We have 3 main religions, Christian, Muslim, tradition. It doesn't really matter when it comes to football. We have multiple ethnic groups. It doesn't matter when it comes to football. We have light skin, we have dark skin, we have tall, we have short. Every single person is united when it comes to football. And that's why football is such an amazing sport.
An amazing sport football is right now. Let's talk about the Ivorians. Cote d'Ivoire, they also qualified for the final after they peeped the team they faced as Congo, the DR Congo there. That final showdown with Nigeria. It was a good one for them because they were able to score their own goal during the normal time of the football match. Courtesy of Sebastian Holler there. Congrats to Cote d'Ivoire also for making it through to the final. Let's see on Sunday. Nigeria will be facing Cote d'Ivoire, while South Africa and DR Congo will struggle out for the 3rd place match that will be coming up on Saturday. Well, the Ivorians, they also celebrate for the fact that they were able to do well in this particular match. Okay, well, Ahmad Emmanuel, if you can hear us now, talking about Cote d'Ivoire, before we go, our time is almost up. Just give us a snippet. Cote d'Ivoire versus DR Congo. Were you expecting Cote d'Ivoire to win that game?
Well, it's interesting to see that both teams actually graduated from Group A, and they'll be playing in the final. Having said that much, it's going to be a repeat of what happened in the group stage, and trust me, we'll beat them again. But I don't want to just say this, and people will think that probably because I'm a Nigerian, I'm trying to brag. No, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Look, the Ivorians came out yesterday with a game plan, well executed. But trust me, they have more glaring chances and they failed to utilize it. But the goal that was scored was just like a dream. Like even the player that kicked the ball didn't expect it to go into the net. And lo and behold, the goalkeeper was beaten. And here they are in the final. It is actually destiny that will play them in the final. And this trophy surely will win it at their expense. Forget the fact that they're playing at their own backyard. It is just going to be a tough one, but at the end of the day, the Ivorians will come out, with a mindset of maybe setting up a revenge against what happened in the group stage, and that probably will make more pressure on them, approaching us. And trust me,
appreciate your time with us on this show. Thank you so much for joining us from Lokoja, Kogi State. And well, just as the whole Africa was turning green yesterday, let's talk about England too. It was turning blue for Chelsea. Let's look at the result of the FA Cup 4th round replay that was played. Quickly, just the result there. Well, you have Nottingham Forest playing 1-0 against Bristol City. Nottingham Forest won on penalty, 5-3. Aston Villa, they lost against Chelsea. Gallagher, Jackson, Fernandez, Enzo was able to score those goals for Chelsea. 3-1 there. Good one for the Blues. Sky actually turned blue in England and it turned green in Cote d'Ivoire. Looking at this, just a word from you. Would you say Chelsea, they were able to at least save their manager? Seems.
Okay, I think that was their best display throughout the season. I'll look at the match against Liverpool where they drew 2-2. It was an extremely interesting game. It was very good. Chelsea were very potent. They utilized their chances. Enzo scored a brilliant, or would I say a wonderful free kick. And I want to see what their next performance will be. I'm anticipating to see what they are going to conjure up in the next game.
Thank you so much, Shuaibu Suleiman. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's always a pleasure to be on.
Well, Ahmad Emmanuel, if you can hear us, we thank you for your time too from local Kogi State. Thank you. Okay.
The pleasure is always mine. Thank you so much.
Super Eagles of Nigeria. Sunday is the day against Cote d'Ivoire. They call them the elephant. Who will fly? Is it the eagle? Well, we believe that eagle should fly. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.